Have you ever noticed something strange about relationships? Sometimes the kindest people, the most loyal people, the ones who love deeply and give everything they have, are the same people who keep ending up with the wrong partner. They care more, they sacrifice more, they forgive more, yet somehow they are the ones who get hurt the most. And if you look around carefully, you will start to notice a pattern. Some people seem to attract healthy relationships, while others repeatedly attract partners who disappoint them, manipulate them, or slowly drain their emotional energy. But here is the strange part. Many of the people who end up in these painful relationships are not foolish, and they are definitely not weak. In fact, they are often the most compassionate, understanding, and emotionally intelligent people you will ever meet. So why does this happen? Why do good people often end up loving the wrong person? Is it simply bad luck? Or is there something deeper happening beneath the surface? Something hidden in human psychology and behavior? The truth is, many good people unknowingly send signals, emotional patterns that attract the wrong kind of partner. And today, we are going to uncover 10 hidden human signals that explain why good people often fall into the wrong relationships. Some of these signals are subtle, some are emotional, and some are things most people never notice until it is too late. But once you understand them, you may start seeing relationships very differently. Let's begin with the first signal. Signal 1. They give too much too early. One of the most common reasons good people end up with the wrong partner is something that seems positive at first. They give too much, too soon. When someone kind enters a relationship, they often lead with generosity. They give their time. They give emotional support. Go out of their way to make the other person feel loved and valued. But sometimes, this kindness creates an imbalance. Instead of building the relationship slowly, they begin investing deeply before the other person has proven they deserve that level of trust. And unfortunately, people who are selfish or emotionally immature can quickly sense this. They recognize that this person will tolerate more, forgive more, and keep giving even when the relationship becomes one-sided. What began as kindness slowly turns into emotional exhaustion. Because love should grow mutually. When only one person is giving everything, the relationship becomes unstable. And many good people realize this too late. Signal 2. They ignore early red flags. Not another reason good people end up with the wrong partner is their ability to see the good in others. While this is a beautiful quality, it can sometimes blind them to warning signs. In the early stages of a relationship, certain behaviors can reveal a lot about a person. Maybe the partner becomes angry too easily. Maybe they are inconsistent with communication. Maybe their actions don't match their words. But instead of walking away, many kind people tell themselves something comforting. They say, maybe they're just stressed. Maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe things will improve with time. And while patience can be a strength, ignoring repeated red flags can slowly lead someone deeper into a painful situation. Because when someone shows you patterns of behavior early on, those patterns often continue. Signal 3. They believe they can fix broken people. Good people often have big hearts. They empathize deeply with others, especially when someone shares their struggles or emotional wounds. When they meet someone who seems damaged or troubled, their instinct is not to walk away. Their instinct is to help. They believe that with enough love, patience, and understanding, they can heal the other person. But relationships are not therapy sessions. No matter how much you care about someone, you cannot fix a person who does not want to change. And unfortunately, some people learn to rely on this compassion. They accept the love, the support, the patience, but they never truly grow. leaving the kind partner emotionally drained. Signal 4. They confuse intensity with love. Sometimes the wrong relationships begin with something that feels incredibly powerful. Strong emotions, passionate arguments, dramatic highs and lows. And in the moment, it can feel exciting, almost addictive. But intense emotions are not always the same as genuine love. Healthy relationships often feel calm, secure, and stable. But people who have experienced emotional chaos in relationships sometimes mistake drama for passion, believe that strong emotional reactions mean the relationship must be meaningful, when in reality, it may simply be unstable. Signal 5. They fear being alone. One of the quiet reasons people stay in unhealthy relationships is fear. Not fear of the partner, but fear of being alone. For many people, loneliness feels overwhelming. The thought of starting over, meeting someone new, or spending time without a partner can feel deeply uncomfortable. So instead of leaving when the relationship becomes unhealthy, they stay. They hope things will improve. They tell themselves it's not that bad. But staying in the wrong relationship simply delays the possibility of finding the right one. Signal 6. They ignore their intuition. Humans have powerful emotional instincts. Sometimes something feels wrong in a relationship, long before we can logically explain it. A small discomfort. A strange feeling. A quiet voice inside that says something isn't right. Many people silence this voice. They convince themselves they are overthinking. They push aside their instincts and continue the relationship anyway. And months later, they realize that feeling was trying to protect them. Learning to trust your intuition can save you from a lot of emotional pain. Signal 7. They put others before themselves. Kind people often prioritize the happiness of others. They check on people. They support their partners' dreams. They sacrifice their own needs to maintain peace. But when this happens constantly in a relationship, something dangerous can develop. Self-neglect. When someone continuously ignores their own emotional needs, the relationship becomes unbalanced. Healthy love requires two people caring about each other equally, not one person constantly giving, while the other receives. Signal 8. They mistake attention for love. Attention can feel powerful. A message late at night. A sudden romantic gesture. A compliment that makes someone feel special. But attention and love are not the same thing. Some people give attention only when it benefits them. They disappear, then suddenly return with charm and affection. This pattern creates emotional confusion. The person receiving the attention begins chasing those moments of affection, believing they represent real love. But true love is consistent, not temporary. Signal 9. They see potential instead of reality. Many good people have optimistic minds. They see the best version of others. They imagine what the relationship could become. Instead of focusing on who the person is right now, they focus on who that person might become someday. But potential is not the same as reality. A relationship must be built on the person someone is today, not the person you hope they will become. When someone stays because of potential, they may spend years waiting for change that never arrives. Signal 10. They stay too long hoping things will change. This may be the most painful signal of all. When good people invest deeply in a relationship, they don't want to give up easily. They remember the good moments. They remember how things felt in the beginning. So, they stay longer than they should, hoping the relationship will return to what it once was. But sometimes relationships don't return to those early moments. Sometimes, those moments were simply the beginning of a pattern. Learning when to let go is one of the hardest emotional skills in life. But it is also one of the most powerful. If you recognize some of these signals today, it doesn't mean there is something wrong with you. In fact, many of these traits, kindness, empathy, patience, are beautiful human qualities. The goal is not to lose those qualities. The goal is to protect them. Because the right person will appreciate your kindness instead of exploiting it. They will match your effort instead of draining it. They will value your love instead of taking it for granted. And when two people with healthy intentions meet, love stops feeling exhausting. It begins to feel safe. But here is something interesting. There is another hidden human signal that reveals when someone secretly does not respect you in a relationship. Most people miss this sign completely. And once you see it, you will never look at relationships the same way again. So if you want to discover that signal, you might want to watch the next video, because that one might surprise you.